My mom used to say, whenever you're sad, just go to the beach, and you'll forget that you had any problems at all. I never liked the beach as a little girl. It was too crowded, the sand got all over my body, the waves were too big, the seagulls would take my food. I hated wearing a bathing suit. Yet, as a 19-year-old girl, I find myself sat staring at the water as if my mom were just beside me, despite our 1,000-mile distance. I still don't love the beach. I find there to be too many tourists. I find the sand never washes off. I find the water too cold. I find the seagulls too loud. I cannot find a bathing suit I feel comfortable in. And yet, I have never been able to find a better solution to my problems. My dad and I used to get coffee together when I was really little. Every day, before I got dropped off at school, we would stop by the coffee shop, and he would order the same plain hot latte that I still see on the counter today. I still start every day with a trip to the coffee shop. It feels natural to have a cup every morning, even if the caffeine doesn't affect me. And when I'm home, my dad still drives me. But this time, we both get a coffee. My entire life is made up of those around me, even those no longer with me, those moved on, and those with more complicated stories. When I was in 7th grade, my aunt recommended I buy a Tide pen after I spilled my drink on my shirt. A Tide pen still sits in my bag every time I go out. When I still lived at home, my mother drew a K and an S on my brother and I's toothbrushes so that we wouldn't get them confused. That K still begrudgingly remains along the bottom of my toothbrush. I still use the same shampoo my middle school hairdresser recommended to me. I love to use the M-dash because my favorite English teacher taught me how to use it. Every holiday, I am gifted peppermint-flavored chapsticks. I still love them as much as I did my freshman year. I only see my aunt once a year. My brother and I don't speak. I haven't talked to my middle school hairdresser since our last appointment. My English teacher forgot my name. So many people have come in and out of my life. But so many people have had even the smallest impact on my life.
You won't mind if I record this?
No.
Mass hysteria shows how we influence each other, but what we want is the opposite. Collective intelligence is an idea that more people together can come up with a better thing. After all, an accumulation of something makes more of that thing. It doesn't create anything new, it just makes more of it. When accumulating the accuracy of many people, the mean answer is often scarily accurate, but it's not impossible for a person to straight out and intuitively find the truth out of sheer luck. Now consider how many people experience the supernatural. Local myths, mysterious powers, UFOs. They all have a certain level of truth to them. Now, concerning the things you've witnessed, I've been told and have a vague idea of what you've seen and how it has uncomforted your soul. You've seen a clearer picture of something. Your experience has made it easier to figure out the truth behind it. I have a feeling that what you saw may not be beyond the scope of our human abilities. I also feel like you already know this truth. Your cooperation is compulsory.
The moves take two. Before he died, my father taught me his finger moves. They were the movements for getting a woman off. He said he didn't know if they would be of use to me, seeing as how I was a woman myself, but it was all he had in the way of a dowry. I knew what he meant. He meant inheritance or legacy, not dowry. There were 12 moves in all. He did them on my hand like sign language. They were mostly about speed and pressure in different combinations. There were some flourishes that I never would have thought of. I imagine he'd learned them when he was overseas. A sudden reversal in both speed and direction, still fingers held like silence for a beat, and then a long, quick stroke that he called skinning. I kept wanting to write things down, and he would scoff, asking me if I would take out my notes when the time came. "You'll remember," he said, and repeated skinning on my palm with his dry fingers. It felt like a hand massage. He was incredibly confident. I could not imagine using these movements alone with such confidence. "You're going to make a woman very, very happy," he said. But I knew that I had never made anyone very, very happy. And I could only imagine bringing in my dad when the time came to do this, but he would be dead. And I suppose she would be a lesbian and wouldn't want him to touch her. I would have to do the finger moves myself. I would have to decide when she was ready for 6 and for 7. Could she handle the intensity and the still beat and give in to the rapid pleasure of skinning? I would have to listen to find out. Not just her breath, my dad said, but the moisture on the skin of the small of her back. That sweat is your secret emissary. One moment, she'll be dry as a cat, and the next moment, Cape Town is flooding. Don't wait to be sure, or you'll miss the boat. Hop on and move, move, move. Each morning, when I try to motivate myself towards something positive, I think of him saying this, and it is a great comfort. I know that one day I'll meet someone special, and I'll have a daughter, and I'll teach her what he taught me. Don't wait to be sure. Move, move, move.
你知道我最近在想什么吗？
什么？说来听听。
前段日子呢，有3个人想去看海，所以他们决定从普罗旺斯走到戛纳。你看啊，就是从这里到那里，其实真的很远，但这还仅仅是在一个国家里，所以我特别好奇，你说人类究竟是怎么走出非洲的呀？
应该和那3个人一样，想去看海吧？
不对，人在没见过海之前就不会有海。就像咱们俩如果不认识， 你对我来说就不是你，只是王小曼罢了。给你听，卡朗格海峡的声音。你觉得这是海声还是风声啊？我觉得不重要了，重要的是山。翻过了整整一座山，可山的那一头还是山。
山里有什么？
罂粟花地，黑色是假象。你想象一下，现实是红色的。
最后呢？看到海了吗？
见到了，但其中一个人突然离开了，说是必须回到家乡去，再也没有回来，也没有任何人知道原因。
所以你想知道的是原因？
不是的，我想知道的是突然。我的意思是啊，就像没有一个春天会突然忘记冬天一样。春江水暖鸭先知嘛，而鸭子也知晓自己注定是要顺服于时间的，所以它们允许自己慢慢的长大。火山和咖啡其实是一样的，骨子里都万分善良。因为不想伤害你，所以提前对你发出警告。只怪人类太愚昧，不敏感，不博学，却自大，只听得懂一种语言，永远看不清楚真相。你有在听我说话吗？
我在想你说的，你继续。
或许，我说的是或许啊。突然，是只关乎于文学的事情，而文学永远高于现实。人类不可能永远是万物中唯一的例外吧？所有离开的事情或者人，其实早就袒露了自己的计划，对你说再见了。只是这样简单的道理，我到现在才明白。哎，你在干嘛呢？
别他妈乱碰，这他妈跪着呢。
你什么时候突然喜欢上了摄影了？哦，没有突然。所以，我究竟该如何问出所有的问题？或许我该问，关于这个决定，它究竟存在了多久
？I see it when your leaves dance, when your sky turns red, when your birds chatter and stalk. You glow now. Your breeze would brush against my face, now it gusts and thrashes at my wobbly bones. It howls of the time past, before you sent me spiraling into this wretched daze. of sand, gray and dead. I'll be your withered driftwood, forgotten. Will your maggots feed on me? Will your limonium bloom? When a pine falls, does your moss grow? If I jump into the sea, will your algae bloom? Will the fish nibble at my skin? Will they feed on my body? Will they feed on me?
Beccata in discoteca con lo sguardo da serpente, io mi sono avvicinato, lei già non capiva niente. L'ho guardata, m'ha guardato. I sit with my friends in the gay crowded room. My friends, they're smoking and talking. Oh, the winds blew high and the trees did sway. Not much from life was I asking. Oh, I was born with the name Geraldine, with hair coal black as a raven.
While I was sitting in the graveyard, I could feel the train rumbling deep underground. I wonder if the people lying beside me felt it too.
Vamos a hacer papel o tijera.